Start the recording. All right, awesome. Update the news over here. So welcome everyone. This simulation, we're going to go over identifying high time frame to low time frame zones. We're going to identify the 4-hour zone, and then we're going to move on towards the 1 hour and 30 minute, and then hopefully we can do some sort of trade executions at that point. So first of all, we're going to pick up some random dates. Does the mini market still offer MT4? No, there's no MT4. You have to download MT4, probably from the Metacode's website or probably from some another brokerage. Thank you for the new vehicle. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. That car, it normally it kind of reminds me of my Durango I had with the seats and stuff like that. So, and also I wanted to gift something to myself as well. So the timing was perfect. Okay, so let's just get these dates over here. So we have all these dates here from August, October, November, December, February, March. February was Putin and Ukraine. So I'm not sure if you guys want to do that, but yeah, we got all these dates over here. So we're just gonna give a few sec here to see which date we can do. Probably let's do November, November or February, September. Okay, September. Okay, 26th September. Okay, let's do that. All right, so we're gonna choose gold from here, and what was this? 26th September, 26th. We're gonna start with $10,000. We're balling here today. Leverage is gonna be 1 to 100. Previous days on the charts, we're gonna choose 300. Spread, they got real value here. Okay, it's not too bad. Actually, we're gonna do it fixed. Fixed, we'll do, let's say, 1.5 pip spread, right? Okay, awesome. So start simulation. Now, first thing, we will load up the charts over here. We're going to load up the daily. We're going to load up the 4-hour. Commissions don't really matter. We're going to be focusing on the moves over here. So we're going to go with 30-minute, and we're going to go with the 15-minute. Now, as for the questions, I know people can get really hasty with questions, but I would prefer not to ask any questions. All your questions are going to be answered. If it's not answered, then you can ask it. But trust me, whenever you feel like you should be asking the question, just wait 5 minutes. It's going to be answered automatically. I'm an AI. I'm like the iRobot. I know the incoming question, and then it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be answered. All right. So, first things first, so what we're gonna do is so we're gonna trade the pre-New York moving into NYSE open. So first of all, we got to go towards pre-New York. So whenever you're using the simulator on gold at New York close, this time right here, this is 6 p.m. Eastern, right? 6 p.m. Eastern. So we got to go towards 1300 hours. This is 10 a.m. Eastern, which is London Open, 4, 5, 6. Now this is 6 a.m. Eastern. This is when you're coming onto the charts and you see prices like, wherever it is at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to do first, we'll break down the daily time frame. Then we're going to go towards like, the 1 hour and 30 minutes. So looking at the daily right now, the previous daily candle formed bullish. Oh, let's bring these toolbars up over here. Line studies. Okay. So the first one, we created support at this point. And at the same time, like if we just look at the daily trend from this point, it looks kind of like bullish, right? But for trends, we're looking at the most recent candles and what they're doing at this point. So if we look at the most recent candles created support, right? Before this, we created a resistance, and now this candle is pushing bearish. So if you look at the time, we're running in pre-New York at this point, and we can see that before pre-New York, price only moved up, and now it's coming down. So we don't know whether it's coming down to jump down towards the support, or is it just coming down to create some sort of like, you know, wick down over here to possibly continue moving up. That's something we don't know. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. Let's scale fix this here as well, and we gotta zoom in here now. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, we are creating some sort of a resistance right here, right? And at the same time, we have the support form right at the bottom. Now, looking at these 4-hour candles to the left-hand side, we can see there are some wicks over here. And whenever you see some sort of a wicks on the 4-hour candles, this means this was some sort of a support at some point. So now we got to take a look at the 1-hour time frame to see what these wicks really mean. So let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame here. Scale fix this as well. Now, when we're looking at the 1-hour time frame, we have some more information. We have one support right here, which is where the candle is at this point. And then below this area, we have another support, which is at this price is 17.46. And below that support, we have another support down over here. Now, if we measure this range, this is like a 22 pip range over here, right? 22 pips is basically not that big of a deal. So we're going to remove this zone and we're going to keep this one right at the bottom. Now, what we want to see is we want to see price to maybe potentially come down over here, create some sort of a support, see how price is going to react, and then move. But if we break below this support, 1746, and if we measure the next one, this is like almost like 38, 39 pips away, right? So a break below this area, I think, would be a much easier move, or we could see how price is going to react to the support to maybe potentially continue pushing up. At the same time, we got a resistance right over here as well, right? Awesome. So this is basically what we have at this point, and we'll have to wait and see how price is going to react here on the 1-hour time frame. And then once we clone this over to the 30-minute, we can possibly see price action on the 30-minute time frame here as well. So let's look at the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, look at that. 30-minute time frame is also coming down. So I guess we'll have to see how price is going to react to this support, and then we could potentially look at some sort of moves, probably buys ourselves. So yeah, let's see what happens. Right now, this is a problematic area because we don't know how price is going to react to this area. So we got to wait to see how price is actually going to react to this area. Let's speed it up here a little bit. So we're going to be looking at the candles every 15-minute candle closes. That's it. We're only going to look at it every 15-minute that the candles do close. So we're 4 minutes in. Let's speed it up here a little bit. Right? We're coming into this area right here. I don't think an impulse entry is going to work because this was a support on the 1-hour time frame, and price did reject this area as a support, right? So we'll have to wait to see what happens over here.
Hello?
Hello? Is that a mic check? All right, 15-minute candle has closed. Let's take a look on the 15 minutes. See, the 15-minute candle rejected this area, right? We're rejecting right here. If we're rejecting, this is not a sell at this point. So now, since the 15-minute candle closed, rejecting that area, now we got to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. And we'll see how the 30-minute candle basically closes here. All right, we got 5 simulation minutes left. And there we go. 30-minute candle has closed. Now if we look at the 1-hour time frame, 1-hour candle is rejecting this area. Looking at the 30-minute candle, 30-minute candle is also rejecting this area. We have a smaller body forming. This could be a buy, but if we do consider buy, let's see, we do take a look at it from a buying perspective. We got to measure how far can price move. So if a buy is executed somewhere over here, let's say above this wick, there's a 30-minute resistance like 22 pips away, right? So maybe above this area would make much more sense, because if we break above this area, you have a much cleaner range of about 72 pips going all the way up towards 1758. So I think we have to wait for price to kind of like break above, or kind of like, have a candle to break and close below 1746 to take a sell. So we shall wait here once again a little bit. You can see that we're not doing anything yet. The 30-minute candle is about to close. The 1-hour candle is also about to close. And there we go right here. There we go. 1-hour candle is also closed. Looking at the 1-hour candle, we closed a weak bullish candle. When a 1-hour candle is closing as a weak bullish candle, this doesn't necessarily mean that there's some sort of an opportunity for price to move up, because it's a weak bullish candle at this point. Looking at the 30-minute closed a weak bearish candle. And as you see, the candles are they're basically just printing side by side. So whenever you have candles printing side by side, this means they're kind of like consolidating at this point. So we got to wait here a little bit more. Also, we got this resistance right here as well. So we got to be very, very careful. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. 4-hour is also rejecting. 30-minute candles just consolidating at this point. So in a way, we're just waiting for the 30-minute candles to close. Like look on the 15-minute. We're just ranging over here. Straight range. All right, 30-minute candle is about to close. 28, 29, 30. There we go. See, nothing's happening at this point. We still got the support. We're rejecting the support. Candle comes down. We have to wait to see how price is going to react, and then basically see what happens. But as of right now, it's just very, very tough. See, we're closing bullish. We need price to come above this area, and then you have clean range to the left hand side. And there we go. 30-minute candle is closed again. So what do we see? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now we'll have to wait for the next candle to close. See, trading's easy. You just gotta wait. Just gotta wait for the candle confirmation, and then basically see what's gonna happen. Like right now, we're running in New York Open, right? And New York Open, it has a lot of volume at this point, right? If New York Open has a lot of volume, we should see a break at this point right here. Now, looking at how gold moved in the last 4 or 5 days, we've seen that at New York Open, if you do, like, break above this area, there's going to be above the previous wick, there's going to be a possibility we can continue pushing up, right? So I'm going to see if we can take an impulse entry at that point. But ideally, we're going to wait to see if price can break above 1752. See right here. This is a perfect impulse entry for price to continue pushing up, but at the same time, I think we're going to execute on this, because I've executed on this in the past week, where we have New York Open, because even though we have a zone, and zones are only broken when there's a lot of volume in the market, like New York Open, we have news events, we have host of all other things happening at that point. So I think this is going to be a good idea to maybe go with maybe like a 1% risk stop loss. We're going to go with visual mode. Buying, um, we're looking at buys. Stop is going to be probably below this candle, 28 pips. So we're going to actively manage risk. We're just anticipating price to move up, right? If this candle closes above this area, then I think there's a very good possibility we can continue pushing up at that point. So I'm not looking at the 15-minute, only focusing on the 30-minute, right? The 30-minute candle is about to close. If the 30-minute candle closes weak bullish, then we're going to close 50%, right? But if it doesn't close weak bullish, then I think we're going to let it open and anticipate it to continue pushing up. We got 2 minutes left, 1 minute left, right here. The 30-minute candle has closed a strong bullish candle, but it closed below this resistance. Let's take a look on the 15-minute here. 15-minute also closed strong bullish, right? Which means there's a high possibility for the next 15-minute to maybe wick down and then continue up. But if it's going to wick down, it shouldn't break the low of the previous candle. Now, if you look at the timing right here, this was London Open. We had volume at London Open. Price came down, volume, and then we consolidated through pre-New York, right? If we consolidated through pre-New York, then there's a high possibility there's going to be volume at New York Open, and that's what we're counting on right now. The volume at New York Open, oh wow, look at that. We're pushing deep down over it in the first 40 seconds, right? But if we keep on respecting this low, this is the thing. First trade, So this candle should respect this low and then break above the high to continue up. That's what it should do, right? If we do break the high, then there's a very high possibility we're going to go up, and that's when we're going to add another position to this trade. But the idea is it should just respect that low, and it did move down, right? So the whole idea of adding the position is going to be if we respect this low and break the high, then there's a high possibility we're going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows. So yeah, the 15-minute candle is also going to close at this point. So we're going to see how see that right there? We're breaking the high at this point, right? If we're breaking the high, this is an opportunity to probably add a position and anticipate the next one to continue pushing up. So let's do this over here. So we're going to add a position right here. Since we're breaking above the high, we're going to bring a stop. Wow, it's going to be a pretty big stop over here. I don't want to have this big of a stop. So actually, we're not going to add it back because it's a pretty big stop. So we're just going to leave this one running. It's a Monday. It's a first trade anyway. So we're gonna just leave it running here. We're running at about 20 pips, 18, 19, 25 pips right here. So we're going to close partials, close 90%, and leave the rest running. Should at least come up till 117.54, some area over there, something like that. Also, we can put stop strat, break even, so we can basically just let it run. All right. So since we're coming closer to NYSE open, let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. See, the 1 hour has also moved up, right? We've moved up. There's a possibility we can continue pushing up on the 1 hour time frame. Very, very high possibility. We've created support. We have clean candles to the left hand side. And I mean, yeah, it just makes perfect sense. 4 hour candle is just consolidating, but we only have clean structure on the 30-minute and the 1 hour time frame. So since we're coming closer to the end of Monday's trade, we're just going to hit next bar to see where the 30-minute candle closes. We close right over here, right? We're about 30 pips in profit off the runner. We're going to let the next one form. Oh, next one basically stopped us out. And then we continued moving up and then down, and then yeah, that's it, right? So this this was the trade for Monday. All right, let's move on to the next day over here now. Moving on towards Tuesday. We're gonna move on to the same time. This is pre-New York right here, right? So we're gonna remove all these zones, and we're gonna do another breakdown from the high time frame to lower time frame. This is 30-minute. This is the 1 hour time frame right here. remove this, remove the 4-hour, and then remove the daily time frame. All right, now just looking at the daily, what do you guys think is the bias at this point? Where do you guys think the daily is headed at this point? Just by looking at the daily. Just one word. Bearish. Yeah, perfect. It's bearish. We're moving down. So if we're moving down, we're looking to the left-hand side, and we're like, okay, probably this is where price is going to come down to if we're moving down, right? Very bearish. We broke below the low. We broke below the previous low. I mean, trend is just bearish at this point. Perfect. So now we're going to take a look on the smaller time frames. And the reason we look at the small time frames is to see that, okay, the daily is bearish. Do the smaller time frames also make sense, right? Do we have confirmations on the small time frames? So let's take a look on the 4-hour. Looking at the 4-hour, we're bearish. And if we're moving down, we're possibly breaking some sort of a support. So probably this is the support we're trying to break over here. Now looking to the left-hand side, we have, let me just bring the tools here. Now looking to the left-hand side, we have clean range till at least 1732, which is 54 pips away. So we're going to keep this in mind, right? 1732, we're just going to keep that in mind. And looks like 4-hour has some sort of a wick fill right here. We can't take this sell because the stop is going to be massive. So we got to take a look on the small time frames here again, the 1-hour time frame. Now looking at the 1-hour time frame, we have a resistance formed on the 1-hour time frame, and the next candle on the 1-hour, we can just maybe kind of like, visualize it to wick up and then continue on pushing down. That's what we can visualize, right? Let's take a look at the news. Do we have any news? We have, let's see here. I think we got NFP over here. No, we don't have NFP. Okay, awesome. Now, let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. Let's clone this over to the 30-minute, and we're going to take a look at that. Okay, looking at the 30-minute time frame, this looks even better for the next 30-minute. Now, here's the thing. The 30-minute created resistance, right? And then we also create support. Now, this candle has already broken support, so we have to take a look at this and see that, okay, if we're really going to continue down, what do we want price to do, right? I think we want price to retrace, right? Create resistance and then continue down. I think that's going to be a much easier trade to take if we can create some sort of a resistance. Do we all agree with that? Because if we take a sell over here, this is going to be a massive stop. It's like a 45 pip stop. So we have to wait for price to retrace, create some resistance, and then continue on pushing down. Or impulse entry, I don't know. If we do take an impulse entry, the wick is right here. It's like 17 pips away, right? And let's take a look to the left-hand side here too, because I want to explain something right here when it comes towards impulse entries. So let me scale fix this. And yeah, let's take a look to the left-hand side. Wow, pretty far away. All right, there we go. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's the support right there that we have. We have a support right there with volume. I think we can continue on pushing down. What was it? 1729 here. Okay. That's a much bigger range than I thought it's going to be. So this is like 58 pips away. We also got 57 pips away. Looking at the 1-hour time frame. Let's take a look left on the 1-hour time frame right here. So see what we got on the 1-hour time frame. So in the 1-hour time frame, we got maybe till 1730. We got this support area, rejection area, 1730. So I think it's still pretty good. So we're going to see how price really reacts to those areas, and we can get those moves as well. Would a deep wick up be sufficient for resistance form before entries? No. A resistance formed is going to be a candle, like basically a resistance formed. That's it. Can't take any impulse entries, because with impulse entries, we can only go so far. And what I mean by that is, if we take an impulse entry, maybe we will reject at this wick. But if we create a resistance and then price breaks, like, if price does a retest and then continues down, then it has a high probability to continue breaking through this wick, right? So I'm going to repeat that again. If you take an impulse entry right here, there's a high possibility price can reject this wick here and then retrace up to create resistance. But if we create resistance first, then that means we did a pullback to continue driving down. So that's what we're going to do. See this? We're breaking below the low. I necessarily don't want to take an impulse entry. I would have rather taken an impulse entry right here, right, as we were breaking the support. Because if we broke the support, then impulse entry would be much better, because then you have a bigger range to play in, right? But if you take an impulse entry right here, your range is very limited, right? 15, 16 pips. I mean, it should be very self-explanatory right now. So it should be better to wait for price to, wherever the price goes, that's perfectly fine. If it drops down, that's perfectly fine. We're just going to be making a low. All we need for price to do is create a resistance, and then we can sell. So look, the 15-minute candle closed. So what's the 15-minute candle doing right here? Right? We're creating some sort of a support. Awesome. Yeah, see, we're moving up here now. We're doing some sort of a retest at this point. Right here. We're doing a retest, and that's perfectly fine. This retest, and then I think if we can do that retest and we can create a resistance, I think on the 15-minute, I guess. Oh wow, look at that. We are creating some sort of a resistance on the 15-minute here, I guess. Let's wait for the candle to close. We got 2 minutes left. There we go. Right? Now, don't you guys think that if this next candle breaks below the 15-minute low, there's a higher probability for price to continue pushing down to fill this wick 28 pips away, and with volume continue on further? Or on the 30-minute, if this next 30-minute candle breaks below the low of the bullish 30-minute, there's a high possibility for it to continue pushing down and break through this wick. Because looking at the daily time frame, it's really, really bearish on the daily. Really bearish. You look at the daily, you're like, yeah, man, we're going to continue down towards, 1726. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, the 4-hour to go bearish, it has to break below the 4-hour low. But now we're getting confirmations on the smaller time frames. So I think it's going to be better to wait for the low to be broken on the 15-minute. And that's what we're going to do over here. 15-minute entry would make much more sense with stop loss being tighter. Yes, that's correct. Oh, yeah, see right there, we're breaking below the low at this point. Yeah, we're breaking below the low. So I think this will be a good idea to possibly take a sell. We're going to execute the sell stop. We're going to keep around 14 pips. We're looking at this wick fill. As we come down to this wick fill, actually, I'm going to remove the TP. And as we come down towards the wick fill, we're going to close partials and probably going to let some run. So let's see over here. Okay, we've broken below the 15-minute low. This right here, this wick, this is the 30-minute low. And we've broken below the 30-minute low here as well. Looking at the 1 hour, we've broken below the 1 hour low. Now we can easily fill this wick right here. Easy, no problem at all. We have volume coming in from pre-New York, and yeah, right there. We're filling this wick at this point. So this is the point to close partials, 90%. And leave the rest running. So entry was taken on the 15-minute time frame. Stop was kept above this candle, but a few pips above here as well. The 30-minute candle as well, we've broken below the low. It's a free trade at this point. Oh, nice. Look at that. Clean, solid move. 4-hour time frame, we're pushing down closer to 1732. Now, if you remember, Looking on the 1 hour, this is a 4 hour. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour over here. 1 hour. And if you look to the left hand side, let's take a look to the left hand side. There was a, yeah, see, we're approaching this rejection area right here. So this is a rejection point where price may reject or it may continue pushing down. We don't know that yet, right? So I guess we're going to wait for the candle to close. About a minute left. Yeah, right here. So if you look at this candle, probably gonna close partials again, 90%. You make it so simple. Oh no, we just waited. We basically just waited, and every waiting was explained why we're waiting. Weren't you concerned that the top 15 minute did not have much of a top wick while placing the stop loss? Uh, yes, because if we're if you go through the candle section in the unlearn and relearn section, I talk about that. When a candle has no wick on the top or a small wick on the top and it's breaking below the lows, that means there's a very, very strong bearish momentum because the candle didn't even try making a top wick, didn't even attempt to make a top wick, and it broke the low. Oh wow, nice. 54, 55 pips. So we're just gonna close this right here. And then that's it. One trade, 2%, secured profits at around wick fill, and then let the rest run. Awesome. So now we gotta wait to see how. So this was a rejection area in the past. Let's forward this candle by 30 minute. 30 minute closed. We're closing a weak bearish candle. What does a weak bearish candle mean? All right, we had a one strong bearish candle. Now we have a weak bearish candle. A weak bearish candle means that volume is decreasing to go down. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct because we're reading candles, right? Small bearish candle means volume is dying. So now we got to wait for the next candle to form. Oh wow, see, we closed bullish here now in the 30-minute time frame because the volume was dying. There's basically no volume at this point. And this, just by looking on the 30-minute, this is a very, very good probability for price to move up to fill this wick. Very, very good probability because we've created a support, right? There's a wick fill. We had a big move down, and whenever you have a big move down, price will always retrace at least 50% of that move. So 50% of this move is going to be, if this is 100%, 64 pips, 50% is going to be, 35 pips or 30 pips, right? Which is possibly this wick fill. So just for explanational purposes, we're going to take a 0.5% buy. 0.5% buy, stop is going to be below the previous candle, TP is going to be this wick fill right here, and yeah, I mean, it's just very simple. Look, this is a stronger body, strong bullish body than the previous one for this candle to continue pushing up to fill this wick. So we're only going to focus on the 30-minute to visualize it to fill the wick all the way right over here. 15-minute is pretty jumpy. Oh, yeah, there we go. We fill this wick right there. So there's just a small, example of how corrections can happen whenever you have a big move and whatnot. So awesome. Bearish volume dying and bullish volume picking up maybe? Yes, exactly. So this is just basically wick fill. Let's move on to the next candle. Oh wow, look at that. Damn. Continue down. So again, just by looking at this, what could be, if we do continue down, wow, we did continue down. What would be the best idea to take the sell on the next candle? Break the support, right? Break the support plus impulse entries. So break below this wick right here would be perfect. Break below this wick. And let's move on to the next candle. If we do break below that wick, we broke below this wick, and this was more like, 36 pips over here. Okay, nice. All right, so we took one trade. This trade was taken we had price move down, break below support. We waited for the next candle to do a retracement or to create resistance. We focused on the 15-minute. 15-minute candle, moved up, rejected this area. We took the sell once the next candle broke below the 15-minute low in the anticipation for the overall 1 hour to fill this wick right here. Also on the 30-minute to fill this wick, we secured positions, let the rest running, rest ran, and then a buy was taken to fill this wick, which we secured, and then I guess price continued pushing down. So let's move on to the next one. On the 1 hour time frame, let's go over here, 1 hour, and then we're going to move on to the next day here, which is going to be Wednesday. Oh wow, look at what gold is doing. What you doing, gold? Jumpy mumpy. Okay, so this is London Open. This is pre-New York right here. So again, we're going to remove all analysis and we will do fresh charts over here. Just by looking at price, I think we're coming back to the same resistance where we were when we started. So remove this, remove on the daily. Okay, so now looking at the daily, what do you guys think is happening on the daily? Right here. Compounded experience in the charts, okay? Top wick creation to possibly continue down, okay, makes sense. Forming a top wick to go down, yeah. But also if you look at the time, we're in pre-New York right now, and just by looking at the time, we can say that when this daily candle formed, we just moved up. We moved up through Asian session, we moved up through London session, we only moved up. So we don't have much information other than the fact that there's a resistance here and possible creation of support. Other than that, that's it. We're just ranging. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, looking at the 4-hour, now we got something interesting because this previous 4-hour candle closed with no top wick, and whenever a candle closes with no top wick, there's a 50-50 chance whether the next one is going to go up or it's going to go down. It's a 50-50 chance, so we're not sure what's going to happen at this point. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. Okay, looking at the 1-hour time frame, basically we have this resistance forming right here, right? If we can break above this resistance, we have clean candles to the left hand side. And this is a 68 pip range. And we can continue pushing up because we have clean candles to the left hand side. Now, looking at from a selling perspective, there is a support right here, and then it's kind of tricky to sell down over here. So I don't know what's going to happen in this scenario here, to be honest. So I think it's going to be better to maybe look at the 30-minute time frame and see what's going on. So let's clone these zones over to the 30-minute, and we'll see what's going on in the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so looking at the 30-minute time frame, this is what we have at this point. We have a candle trying to push up. We have some resistance formed here on the left-hand side. We're not sure whether price is going to react to this area or break above it. We just don't know at that point. So I think we'll need to break above 1743 for price to really continue pushing up, to break above 1743. Other than that, it is basically very difficult to know where price is going to move at that point because there's no confirmation of that sort at all. So, and when it comes towards selling, we got a support down here because if we look before this candle we had a bearish candle, before this candle we had a bullish candle, so we got to look for support. We go down, we have some sort of support here, but a lot of wicks, doesn't really count, very messy, and then we got support right over here. So maybe if we can break below this area, or maybe have a break and close below this area for a candle, maybe we can continue up. But right here, it's just very, very tricky at this point. So I would probably just want to wait to see what's going to happen here. All right. we need a candle to possibly break above at this point. Yeah, that's it. If we can, ideally, we can break above, let's say 1744, I think we can take a really good trade for price to continue pushing up. And that's what we're going to go with. Because this range is like 8 pips. It's not even worth it. Not even worth it at all. Oh, wow, wow, nice. Very nice. Look at that. We're breaking above. All we got to do is close above. And then we can take a trade. Right? There we go. Candle closed above. What we need is a candle to do a retest of this area, and then we're going to take a buy, and then we're going to continue up, and then we will say that, oh, what an easy day today, right? Perfect. That's exactly what we want to see right now for price to do some sort of a retest. All right, so there we go. Candle has closed bullish. Next candle. See, now here's the thing. If this next candle, it has to close above 1743, right? If it closes below this zone, then it's doing a fake out. Because if a candle is, let's say, closing, okay, let me just bring my annotations here. If we're closing above this area, there should be a very high probability for price to continue pushing up easily because you have clean candles here to the left hand side. If we close below this zone, then I think we could possibly continue pushing down because then this move up becomes a fake out. So we have to keep both scenarios in mind, and we just gotta wait for confirmations, right? So I guess we have to wait for this candle to close now to see where we're gonna close. I'll just bring this right here. Yeah, I guess there's no buys here at this point, unless for some freak reason this candle wakes up and closes above this area. Oh wow, look at that. 30-minute candle is about to close. Only looking at 30-minute confirmations. Looking at the 15-minute here. 15-minute candle closed back in the range. Yeah, there's nothing. 1 hour candle closed back in the range. So this move up becomes a fake out. And if it's a fake out, we need some sort of a move up to push down. But there's no confirmations yet. I mean, if this candle breaks below the low, I think we can take an impulse entry. Heading down for the daily low. Yeah, I think so. I think so, right? Because if the daily is creating a top wick to go down, then maybe this is the start of this move, right? This wick up, this fake out was probably a start of that move. So now we need a confirmation on the lower time frame to take that sell. Yeah, that's correct, guys. Very nice. So either we can break below this low to take an impulse entry, and the stop is going to be above this current candle to push down, or we can probably create some sort of a resistance to continue down. But so far, it doesn't seem like it's gonna. Oh, 15-minute candle has closed. Yeah, see right here. If we can break below this low, then we can anticipate the volume in New York Open to continue pushing price down. Because if we look at the sessions right here, New York Open is about to start, and now someone's going to say, "Oh, aren't you afraid of this consolidation here to the left hand side?" Yeah, you guys have to remember this, right? Consolidations and zones are only broken when there is high volume, and we're coming into high volume time here in about a few minutes here. High volume time is about to come in. So 15-minute is retracing. We're creating. Oh, are we going to break up or reject it? Very, very interesting situation happening here, guys. Look at this. All right, so we're rejecting that area, looking at the 30-minute. 30-minute is also closing below this area. So look, right? We had resistance, we had price break resistance, we had candle close below resistance, we had candle close bullish but below resistance. So now I think if we can, where would you guys want to take a sell here if we do continue pushing down? Buy stop on the break on the 30-minute low. Oh, you mean a sell stop right here? Yeah, I would like this idea here as well. Break below the low because this candle is bullish. It has no bottom wick. So it's going to be an easier move down if we break below this low. So let's see here. Ideally would want to see a confirmation on the 15-minute time frame. We'll wait for the 15-minute candle to close. See right here, this is perfect. Price move down, create a low, move up. If we can create this resistance, then we can break the support to continue pushing down. That's going to be a perfect trade. 15, oh wow, look at this. Beautiful. 15-minute candle has to close bearish right there. See that? We're closing bearish at this point, right? And the 30-minute low is about to get broken right here, hopefully. Now on the 15-minute, if we can wick up and break its own low, then we can continue pushing down. Right here. This is the sell that we want to take right here for price to continue pushing bearish. Stop is going to be above this 15-minute candle. TP we're looking at. We're just going to secure positions as price moves. And after that, it's just basically bon voyage, I think. Looking at the 30-minute time frame here as well. Yeah, let's take a look at this trade over here. Take a look on the 15-minute. Wow, very nice. Very beautiful move coming in from NY Open. This was NY Open right here, right? NY Open came in, price moved down. We're going to secure some positions, secure 90%, and put stops at break even, and that's it. Really waited. First, we waited for a buy. I honestly thought we are going to move up and have a really easy day here, but buys didn't formulate. So we started to look at, okay, daily is whatever, it hasn't really moved down, but we looked at confirmation for sells. Look at this here. 30 pips right now, 32 pips, 34 pips. Just amazing move over here now. Wow, still running. May I ask if could have taken an impulse sale at close of bearish 15-minute candle back in the zone after fake out? Oh, do you mean this one? This close? Jonathan? Or this one? This one? This one. No. You have to wait for confirmations. Price comes down, you have to wait for a retest for price to go down. Because there's a possibility it can continue pushing down after that, but I personally want to wait for some sort of a retest or a confirmation if that's going to happen or not. So yeah, let's move on to the next candle here on the 30-minute and see how it forms. Next candle formed bearish. Wow, see, we came right down to the support and we rejected the support. And next candles are continuing pushing down here. Oh, wow, look at this. We broke below support, this candle. This candle wicked all the way up, almost took out a runner. And then we closed below this area. If this candle breaks below the low right here, there's a very high possibility we can continue pushing down, and that's going to turn the daily candle bearish. Do you guys agree? I can see that happening right here. 100%. Daily candle to go bearish to fill this wick at least. This is what? 92 pips away. Someone from England is calling me right now. Let's take this call. Hello? What? What the fuck was that? Okay. With the 15-minute wick, 15-minute with not to wick be concerned as 50-50 it will go down? No, because we were looking at the higher time frame. We were looking at the higher time frame, right? We're looking at the daily time frame to go bearish. We were looking at the 4 hour. We were looking at the 1 hour time frame. We were looking at the fake out happening, and we took sells based on once we broke below the 30-minute candle right here. So it was a fake out, right? This one right here, on the 15-minute, no, the 15-minute, 30-minute, if we can break below this low, I think it's a very, very good opportunity for price to continue down. So what we're going to do is we're going to do another, like, education trade, 0.5%. We're going to let it play out. Once we break below the 30-minute low, we're going to enter the trade, and yeah, and then we're going to see if the daily candle can really flip bearish. See right there. Oh, got too late over there. So would have entered right there, take a sell, stop is above this candle right here, and anticipating the daily candle to flip bearish. Daily candle is about to flip bearish here. We're also coming close to the end of the day slowly. Oh wow, yeah, look at that. Straight down. High time frame confirmations, higher time frame bias, and smaller time frame confirmations, right? So we're going to close this one right here. Other position is running at about 100 pip in profits, just like it runs on the, oh damn, look at that, man. The daily candle filled the wick, straight move down. So we're going to close everything right here. Wow, and it's still moving over here now. And oh wow, still moving here down. Crazy. Okay, Thursday. Let's move on to the next pre-New York here. This is London Open, 12, 13. There we go. The New York Open, pre-New York. Wow, very nice move over here on the daily time frame. How much are you up? 11%. Using 2% and 1% risks. Trading is easy, honestly. Trading is easy. The waiting part is not easy. When you gotta wait for hours and hours for something to show up, that's something that's not easy. Other than that, trading is super simple. All you gotta wait for is for price to print something that you've seen before. That's it. So just by looking at the daily, this kind of like looks like the same as the previous daily candle. But the problem is we're coming down to the support area, right? So we will need this daily candle to have a very strong confirmation on the smaller time frames for price to move down, right? Because this is a potential rejection right here, support as well. So we don't know what's going to happen. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. So looking at the 4-hour time frame, the first thing we can identify is that we are creating a resistance right here. And we are creating a support right down over here. So if we measure this range, this is an 86 pip range right here, right? So let's take a look on the small time frames to see if the sell would actually make sense here or not. So we're going to move on to the smaller time frames, the 1-hour time frame. And on the 1-hour time frame, now we got to do the same thing. We have to identify support, and then we have to identify resistance. The resistance we can identify right here. The support we can identify possibly right here. And then we have another support way down over here, right? Now on the 1-hour time frame, the dynamics have changed here a little bit, because if we can break below these wicks, there's a possibility we can go to fill this wick at 22 pips, and then we can continue on pushing down towards 57 pips. Hey JD, your webcam is on, so I'm just going to do this here. Okay. All right. Let's clone this over to the 30-minute time frame. Clone this over to the 30-minute right here. There we go. Yeah, right. So we have this support all we got to do is wait for price to break below the support to continue down to fill this wick, 24 pips, and with volume, possibly continue down right over here as well, right? Or if you can wait for price to break above this resistance for price to go up, but this is like, 14 pips away. So I don't think this will be an easier zone. So let's measure above this resistance. We have 24, 26 pips. So I think that's going to be much better at that point. So all in all, we still got to wait to see how candles are going to close, right? Because we have to wait for price to break below this area for price to continue down. So let's just wait and see what happens. Because this is a rejection area right here. Maybe an impulse entry. Oh, right here. An impulse entry that we can take for price to continue down. I think that's... What do you guys think about this impulse entry right here to fill this wick? We're breaking below support with a possible impulse entry situation happening here. Use some of the profits. Someone is saying I wouldn't. Let's do 1%. Let's do 1%. Because we're going to risk some of the profits for some gains over here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do here, right? You risk some of the profits. Impulse entry to fill this wick. That's it. Nothing more, nothing more, nothing less. That's all what we're trying to achieve here at this point. So let's see. Oh, so the stop is kept above this candle in the anticipation it should continue pushing down. So 1% risk, and we're coming down to fill this wick over here, 13, 14, 17. Okay, perfect. We're filling the wick over here. We're gonna secure 90% right here and put stops at break even and let the rest run. This was a very easy trade. To be honest, this wasn't actually that hard at all. It was actually very, very easy. So since we've broken below the low, I think we can move our stop above this candle, kind of like trail it to see how far this can run, or it can actually maybe run till down over here or not. But this was actually very easy. We broke below the low. This is where you're done in the first hour when you jump on the charts. So now you can just chill back. Wow, look at this daily candle. We're moving bearish on the daily candle. 4 hours also coming down. 30 minutes also. Yeah, we came down to support right here. What else can you do? Probably bring the stop down even more. And that's it. I mean, we're just lucky that there was just very, very easy trades over here. Very, very lucky. Impulse entry, stop was above this candle, and we filled the wick, secure position, let the rest run. Rest ran down all the way down over here. I mean, it's just, it doesn't really get any easier than this. And now price can do whatever it wants. We're not really concerned about that at all. Price can go up, price can go down. We had to take one trade. We took that one trade. And oh, damn. Yeah, so that's it. We just had to take one trade, and Jesus, what happened over here? This move up made this move down look like nothing. We had like a $30 move, man. $300 move. Look what it looks like on the daily time frame. Was there any news? No. There was no news. Yeah, there was basically no news. Would you take a trade again if it broke resistance? Honestly, maybe once we broke above this wick for a move up to this support as a retest to go down, but that's about it, right? So yeah, it's just one trade over here. Okay. Also, I think this is a very, very strong support area here as well, which made sense. But okay, let's take a look on the. Let's move on to the next day and see what's happening here. Wow, crazy move here, man. Okay, this is we have pre-New York right now here again. Pre-New York. This is Friday. There's no news here at all. There was no news before either. Um, Joe, so just by looking at the daily candle, it's just very bullish. We've broken above this resistance. Just by looking at this new daily candle, seems like we're just creating this lower wick to go up to fill this wick, right? We all agree with that? I agree with that just by looking at this. We rejected support, candle close bullish. So if you want to visualize, I think it's really easy to visualize price to just fill up to fill this wick. It's like 96 pips away. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. Looking on the 4-hour, first things first, we need to identify support, which we can identify right here. Second thing, we need to identify resistance, which we can identify right here, right? And this is a range, 73 pip range. If we can break above this resistance on the 4-hour right here, there's a possibility we can fill this wick, which is 56 pips away. Awesome. Let's see if this idea, and also if we can break below the support, there's a clean move going all the way down here to infinity almost, which, but now we need to see some confirmations on the smaller time frames, obviously. Now, looking at the 1-hour time frame, we have a support right here. We have a resistance right here. And the same idea, we need price to break below or we need price to break above. Honestly, whenever price is consolidating, that to me is like a very, very easy trade because all we got to do is wait for price to basically break up or break down, and then that's about it. And looking at the 30-minute time frame here, obviously we have a support. We have a wow, we have multiple resistances over here. So I guess we're going to look at this one. We'll see. We'll see what happens on the 1-hour time frame. But so far, that's all what we have over here at this point. So yeah, I guess at this point we're just gonna wait to see whether we break above or we break down. And other than that, there's very little that we can do. Even in this range here, it's like, 13 pips away, you got the support, and then you got 15 pips, not even worth it. You got all these rejections right here in the 30-minute time frame, like all these rejections happening. Very, very tough. Very tough. So yeah, we're just gonna wait. This 30-minute candle is about to close. We closed above this support. Candle closing with no wick. This is like a 15 pip range, not enough range to take a trade. If you look at all the other trades we've taken, we had ranges, we had candle closings. We're about to get a 30-minute candle to close here as well. And right here, nothing. Even if this is a wick fill, it's like, 12 pips, and then you got rejection after like, 17, 18 pips. Just range. I mean, even if we're breaking below this low, it's like a 14 pip range over here, 15 pip range. We need a candle to break and close below here. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, basically called it a week. We're up like 12%. Made 1,200 bucks. This is where you lose profits basically. I mean, look man, nothing. New 4-hour candle is start. No, this is the New York Open now, and 1 hour is just consolidating here. What do you think when a candle breaks the high and low of the previous candle? It's volatility at that point. That's a volatile candle because it's breaking the high and breaking the low. So you got to wait for the next candle to close. That's a volatile candle. Oh wow, look at that. We're coming down towards support. We're breaking support. No impulse entry because stop is going to be way too big. Yeah, look at that. Let's wait to see how this candle closes. Forward this by 30 minutes. Yeah, we closed above the support. Nothing happening. Look at the 4-hour candle. We closed bullish, but we closed below this resistance. Yep, very tough. Yeah, so I think we're gonna call it a day, right? Oh, we're moving up. Oh wow. Yeah, so I think we're gonna call it a day right over here. Prices consolidated, very, very volatile, lots of wicks over here. We had amazing moves on Wednesday. Thursday, we had amazing move. And I think if we had amazing move on Thursday, it just made sense for price to consolidate here on a Friday, since it's also the end of the week over here. So I thank you all for joining in. I really appreciate it. Some people like, joining in late at night. Some are joining in early in the morning. I appreciate it. This was recorded. It's going to be in the database in about 3 or 4 hours. You can look at that. I think we learned, well, not learned. I think we refreshed a lot of things here today when it comes to was like execution, impulse entries. Didn't really focus on risk management because didn't really take a loss here, to be honest. Um, let's take a look at these trades over here. History. Yeah, they were like no losing trades. The balance just increased here slowly, slowly. Um, yeah, so absolute drawdown was like what 0.76%. Oh, maximum was $92 in drawdown. So awesome. Take care, everyone. We will see you Monday for the New York session. Adios.